What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day as always. So today I have a really good money making method. If you're kind of new to the game, if you don't have the 150,000 you need up front to do my other money glitch video, this is the car you're going to need. I know it might look crazy. I know you're probably like, how is that going to make me a bunch of money? Well, let me go ahead and show you. Before we do that, let's go over the giveaway I'm going to be hosting. I am giving away $1 million in in-game currency to 3 subscribers of my channel. So all you have to do to enter this is to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment down below what you would spend that $1 million on. I'll be picking the winner in 3 days and announcing it on my channel. So make sure you guys go ahead and enter that. You'll get pretty much just for free $1 million if you win. So let's go ahead and get into the video. So this car is a bracket racing car. So let's go ahead and find a bracket race for us to test this thing out in. The tune I have for it, the setup I have for it is super consistent. We're pretty much running 8 nines or extremely low 9s every single race. No problem there. So let's go ahead and hop in this one. As you guys can see, they have a pretty similar setup to us. There's a little bit bigger and they have a turbo. Ours has no power adder on it. It's just all motor. But let's go ahead and check out this race. This will probably be a close one since they have a similar setup. But once we're done with this race, I'll go ahead and go over the setup. I have exactly what things I've added to this car, what tune I'm running, all of that kind of stuff for you. So as you guys can see, this car is by no means fast. This is an extremely slow car compared to my other one. We'll dyno it at the end of the video just to see what kind of horsepower this is making. So like I said, extremely low 9s, and we just won $1,000. You guys can do this in the $20,000. Whatever you guys can afford to do, you guys can do those races. So let's go ahead and head over to a test and tune just so I can show you guys how consistent this car is. It'll probably run basically the same exact time over and over and over again. There's very little difference this car has when going down the track. So let's go ahead and take it down one more time just so I can show you guys just how consistent this car really is. So like I said, the exact same time as before. This thing is probably the most consistent car I have out of all of them. So now let's go ahead and get into the exact setup that's on this car. And let me show you guys which car you're going to want to buy and which car I bought. So as you guys can see, I only spent $63,879 in upgrades on this thing. However, the car I bought was $150,000, but you can get the $30,000 variant of this. I just got the other option in case I do want to turn this into a fast car. I can get the perfect tune back on the car for free without spending any gold. So I bought this car. I bought the strip version. You guys can buy stock. It doesn't really matter. Either way, you'll get basically the same setup if you just follow my tune and upgrades. But let's go ahead and back out of here. We'll go over the upgrades first, and then I'll go ahead and get into the tune for you guys. So for the engine, I have 2 upgrades on the block, on the heads, pistons, 3 on the camshaft, valve train, and spark plugs. And then on the distributor, it's fully maxed out. This pretty much gave me the best setup I could find so far and the most consistent setup. Now let's go ahead and move on to the intake. For intake, I have 2 upgrades and the exhaust is fully maxed out. Like I said previously, no power adders on this thing. You can add them in the future if you want to make it a fast car. For our purposes, we won't need them. Transmission, everything maxed out. You're going to want to max out all this stuff because it's really going to help with shifting and getting your car down the track at the exact time we need to win these races. Suspension, everything maxed out obviously. Axle configuration, I have torque arm just because I bought the strip version. I don't think that really matters too much. Roll cage, wheelie bar is optional, doesn't really matter either way. You're not doing any wheelies in this thing. Weight reduction maxed out, weight transfer maxed out. Now for computers, nitrous tuning doesn't really matter. Launch fully maxed out, fuel maxed out, timing maxed out. Boost doesn't really matter because we're not making any. These 3 in the middle are the most important. Now the tires, the big tires, 35-inch tires, 21 inches wide, and I have a 28-inch wheel on this thing, which is massive. I'm running ET street tires on this, which I tested most of them, and this seemed to be the best one to do. For the front, we're running street tires, 35, 10, and 28-inch wheel just to match the back. And this worked out perfectly for me. Like you guys saw, it's a super consistent car. Now let's go ahead and hop into the tune, the most important part, the part you guys have probably been waiting for. So here's my transmission tune. I'll let this stay up on the screen for a little bit so you guys can copy it. First is 232, seconds 191, third 144, fourth 110, fifth 0.87, sixth 0.75, final fully at 5. Here's the clearance on the suspension. Then we'll go ahead and hop onto stiffness. Here's the bump for the suspension. Then we'll go ahead over to rebound. And then the extension. This is pretty much just where your wheels sit. You guys can mess with that. And then let's go ahead over to weight, 0.67, and then 0 for weight. Now let's go ahead and hop into the computers. We are using launch control on this car. It's at 5,500. I would recommend doing that. It helps you get off the line and get the time you need. Besides that, we'll head over to fuel rate. As you guys can see, I don't have the perfect tune on here. The perfect tune on these cars is for speed, and we're definitely not going for speed on this one. We're trying to run an 8.9. Here's the timing tune. As you guys can see, I also don't have the perfect tune on here. And then boost, we obviously aren't making any boost, so that's not really an option for us. Let's go ahead and throw this thing on the dyno just to see what it'll make. I am kind of interested to see just how low of a horsepower car this is, but let's go ahead and see. So it makes 831 horsepower. That's quite low compared to the rest of my cars. They're all like 3,400, somewhere in that range. But this car can make you a ton of money. And this car is not too expensive to make. Like you guys saw, I spent like $63,000 building this car. Then you have to buy the car, obviously. But it's a pretty cheap car to make, and you can make your money back super fast. I mean, that car can make me more than my Supra, make me more than any of the cars that I own, really. So if you guys are looking for a quick money-making method, bracket racing is really, really good for that. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support on my first couple videos. Don't forget about the giveaway. You guys can win $1 million in in-game currency. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment what you'd spend your $1 million on. I'll see you guys in the next one.